Hi, I'm Megan, and this is To the Table Homestead. Today we are working on planting our fall garden, and so we're going to show you how a couple things work, what we do, what the process is, and what we're planting. So first of all, that loud noise in the background is my husband. Well, Katie wants to say hi first.
Hi.
Hey, there's Kaden. So let's walk over here. My husband Caleb is working with our walking tractor. This type of tractor is called a BCS. Having technical difficulties right now. But this type of tractor is called a BCS. It's a walk behind tractor for building beds and power harrowing beds. That's what he's doing right now. He's using an attachment called a power harrow. So first he built the beds. He used a plow and it throws the dirt up on the beds. And then you go back over them with this attachment called a power harrow, and what it does is it just flattens them down. So see, these beds have like ridges in them, and then over here where he's already done on that far side, there's two beds over there. If you can see, they're flat now. So that's what he's doing. He's just flattening them out, getting them ready to plant with or plant on. So let's walk over here. So I've already done some planting. I'm going to show you and talk to you about what I planted and what you can plant for fall. Again, we're in Northwest Florida in Zone 8B, and this is our tunnel. I put a couple things in here. Okay, so in the tunnel I have planted lettuce, 3 rows of lettuce, 3 rows of Swiss chard, and 3 rows of bok choy. Bok choy is like, it's kind of like a lettuce. It's like a Chinese lettuce. But all 3 of those will grow well in the fall. And so if you see the rows that I planted, that is from something called a Jang cedar. It makes planting really, really easy. So we use that in the fall, and I'll show you how that works and what it looks like. And then we also planted this bed. If you see in our previous videos, this bed is where our chickens were at. And so they've been here for 8 months, fertilizing this area, making it ready to plant on, making it nourished and healthy, so we can grow some good plants this year, hopefully. So in this area here, I planted broccoli, cauliflower, kale, mustard greens, and collards. And those are all something from the brassica family. So hopefully we will do well with those this year. Broccoli and cauliflower have been really hard in the past. We've just not had luck with that, but we're still trying. We're going to give it another try this year. We actually tried to do transplants this year, but they all died as well, so we just direct seeded. So now I'm going to show you what a Jang cedar is and how it works. So this, Kaden, can you come over here and help me? Kaden. So this piece of equipment here is called a Jang cedar, and my son is going to tape. I'm going to show you how it works, what to do. It makes planting really easy. So I'm going to hand it over to Kaden and I'll show you what's going on. You might need to get close, buddy. So these are the gears inside. And these gears, you change these gears out. I'll show you how to change them out in a minute when we plant beets. They're set for onions right now. These are different size gears. There's one here and one here, 2 different gears, and then a chain that attaches the gears. And depending on how far you want your seeds spread out, you use different gears. I have my little list here. I made this back about 3 or 4 years ago, and it tells what roller to use, what gears to use on the front and back for different seeds and different crops. Because different crops need to be spaced differently. So that's the gears. We'll close that back up. And we're going to go ahead and fill this. This is called the hopper. And this is a Jang cedar. I've already said that, but this is a hopper. And then right here, inside here, you have another, you have a roller. This roller It has different size holes in it and different numbers of holes in it depending on which roller you're supposed to use. And this will space the seeds correctly as well. So you gotta have the right roller and also the right gears to space your seeds correctly and get them to plant right. So let me look here at my list. Onions, we're gonna plant onions. Where's onions? Onions. So I'm gonna use a roller called MJ12. I have all these rollers. This is MJ12 here. So see, there's different holes. This one has big holes, this has small holes. This one's called Y24. It has 24 holes on it and they're smaller. This one is MJ12, so I'm gonna replace and put this one in here. These are too small for the ones that I want to plant. So the way you take this out is you take off this little, what would this be called, Kaden? I don't know. Latch.
No, pin.
Pin, that's right. And you pull this out, and then the roller just falls right out. And then we're gonna put MJ12 in there. You just put it right there. Place your thing back in there. And then put your pin back on. And then you've got the correct roller. Another thing with these is you can move this up and down depending on how big the seeds are. So if they're big seeds, I'm going to pull this up so it can get out of there. If they're small seeds and I want them to wipe off the top excess, I'd put it down lower. So I'm going to put it about there. And what I like to do is test it before I actually get going with the Jang. Another piece is this soft piece. For beets and Swiss chard, I pull this out because the beet and Swiss chard seeds are really, really large, and this stops them from actually getting down into the soil. So close it back up, screw this little screw back on, and then, great, and if you'll hold this for me, I can go ahead and pour those onion seeds in there. Yes, you can.
All of them?
All of them. You can just rip the top open, Bubba. Well, actually, I can go ahead and put this here. We'll place this, it slips right here in this Jang. It just goes in this little latch right here, and then it clips right in there. So, these are onion seeds. We use Texas Early Grano from Baker Creek Heirloom seeds. It's heirloom company. Their seeds are not genetically modified. They're not marked organic, but the heirloom and non-GMO is most important to me. And then we grow them organically, meaning we do not use pesticides. We don't put other crap on them. Special thing to note with onions, this is a short day onion. Here where we live in Florida, in the Northwest Florida area, we have to use short day onions. The first year we didn't know any better, and we planted long day onions. And they didn't grow because that's not what you're supposed to plant here. So we learned the hard way, but we learned at least. So all we're doing now, Grayton's helping me, we're just pouring these seeds, all of them, into the hopper. And I know about how many seeds I need, so that's why I ordered this many packets. So take that. All we do now is replace the lid. And then we carry it over to a bed to plant.
Did you tell me what this is for, this box?
I'm not really sure. Okay. All right, so that's how the Jang works, and we will show you how to push it along a row and plant with it. It's very convenient. You're not pushing little holes into the ground with your fingers and planting seed by seed by seed by seed. In the spring, we have to do that because the seeds are too big. For squash plants, watermelon, we do it by hand. But for these tiny little seeds, this is so much easier. So we use this. I'm gonna let Kaden tape. Okay, so Caleb's still working on the BCS. It's a little loud, but you can still watch as we plant these onion seeds. Caden, do you want to plant them? You want to push them, or do you want me to? Okay, Caden's going to plant them. The onion seeds, we do 3 rows. So what he's going to do is he's going to go on the outside first. And then he's going to come back. And Caleb's having trouble with the Power Hero. It's a heavy machine and it's wanting to roll right off of the beds, but he'll get it. Go ahead, Caden. Go on that outside row, and then you're going to come back on the very outside, and then the last will go up the middle the last time. So see that Jang seeder, it's amazing. It just has a front wheel which runs the gears. It tells the little roller ball, or not really ball, but little roller to turn how many times and when to drop the seeds. It has a little piece on the bottom that kind of plows a little hole to drop the seed in, and then behind it the back wheel rolls over it and covers the seed back up and makes sure it has good soil pressure and good soil coverage. So go down on one side, come back on the outside, and then go down the middle 1 row. And that's how onions are planted. These are 30-inch beds where they're supposed to be. We try. Oh, that Power Hero is giving him a mess. It's wanting to come off the bed. So we're gonna do 2 rows of onions. Excuse me, 2 beds. Go ahead and come up this bed. So we plant 2 beds of onions, and that's been enough for us in the past. Is it going a little sideways on you? Do you still have seeds in there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's just double check that they're coming out. Hold that. I should have done this at the beginning. I like to stick my hand under here and roll this and make sure they're coming out. Oh yeah, they're coming out. Coming out good, perfect. You can push a row. Drayton would like to push a row. Let him go down that side. So as we're planting our fall gardens, we were just discussing, are you gonna go down the middle? That's fine. Go down the middle and then come back on the other side, okay? Stay in the middle real good. As we're planting our fall gardens, we were having a little snack a little while ago up at the table, and we were discussing the people in North Carolina, in Asheville, the people that got us started homesteading, like Justin Rhodes and Sow the Land. Caleb's been watching their videos for a very, very long time, and they are potentially flooded. They probably planted their fall gardens weeks ago, and now it's ruined. And so they are in our thoughts and our prayers for sure. It just breaks my heart to think of that. I complain about the caterpillars getting our sprouts or getting our little seedlings that come up, but it's nothing like losing a whole garden. All right, so Grayton's gonna come back up with this, and we'll watch Caleb. Maybe if he knows he's being taped, he'll stay on the bed this time. This tractor, again, is called a BCS walk-behind tractor, or walking tractor. It's made in Italy. A lot of the European farmers do these beds that are 30 inches wide with a 18-inch walk path between them, and you can reach the bed from either side of the walk path, so it's very convenient, and they seem to do really well. What, baby? Did you finish? No, we're just gonna do 2 rows of onions. Okay, so we've got these onions planted. You see where they've been planted, and onions have done really well here in the past, so we're hopeful. All right, let's walk back over here, and I'm gonna show you how to change the gear on the Jang, okay? Good night, you're strong. All right. No, we don't want to double plant them, baby. Let's just carry this back, okay? So we're gonna carry this Jang back over here, and I'll show you how to do the gears. It's pretty interesting. If I can figure out how to get this Maybe. Will you tape for me, Bubby? I'm going to show him how to change the gears. We'll do beets next. Okay, so next we're going to do beets.
Come on.
These are called Cylindra beets, and this is the type of beet that's good for Florida. So I'm going to get my little list here and find beets. Here we go. Beets, I need to use LJ12 roller, and I need 11 and 11, and remove that soft piece. Okay, so first, let's do the gears. So I showed you guys how to open this up. This just opens right up. We have a little chart on the front of this to figure out number of holes in your seed roller and number of teeth in each sprocket and how to figure that out. I used this chart at the very beginning and I wrote it on my master list so I don't have to do it every single time. So I just have a quick reference. So this we're gonna put, so this is a little piece that holds the gear chain up if it's loose, like that. Sometimes it will be tighter and you don't have to use that, but if it's loose like that, it's best to put that in. So these gears and chain just slip right off of here. I don't know anything about bicycles, but I'm assuming it's kind of like a bicycle chain. Okay. Your extra gears go up here on the front of the chain. And it has just a little piece that keeps them secured. And then we're gonna put 11 roller and another 11 on here. And this is a little bit tricky, this part, trying to get it on here, but I've kind of figured it out. So I get the back one on first. I have to line up those pieces. And then the front one, oh, it just did perfect for me this time. See how that's loose? So you just pull this up. This little hook goes on here, and then that lifts that chain up so that it can go smoothly inside. Then we just replace the cover. So 11 and 11 gear is what we need for beets. And then the roller we need for beets is LJ12. I'm pretty sure I have MJ12 in there right now. So we're gonna change out the roller again. So we open this up. And this little pen comes out. Pull this piece out. And the roller comes out. And I forgot to pour the seeds out. Where's that other onion bag? So don't make the mistake like I just did. Before you start changing the roller, pour your old seeds back in your bag so that you can keep them to replant if you need to or for next year. There, now we're ready. I'm gonna get, okay, here is LJ12. So if you look at the difference, it's just slightly bigger. The beet seeds are pretty big, so we're gonna use a bigger roller for them. This again slips in here. Put our piece back in. Put our pin in. And I need to remove this soft piece because it will prevent the beet seeds from coming out because they're kind of spiky. I'll show you in just a minute. And then I like to move this up as well to allow those beet seeds to actually come out and not get knocked off before they come out. Let's see if I can show you how this works. So here's beet seeds. They're just kind of spiky, pretty cool. And so if we put them in here and I spin this, they should start coming off on those little holes. They should get stuck in those little holes, and they're not wanting to right now, of course.
Spin the gear. It's probably easier to spin.
There comes one. Okay, here comes one. So it's going to go up under here, and then it falls down and comes out the bottom. So that's all. But let's close this back up. We'll put our beet seeds in there. Okay, so just take your beet seeds, pour them in the hopper. Put your cover back on. And let's go plant some beets. Where do you want to put them? What did we say? Not egg?
Yeah.
Have we had them here lately?
I don't think
Let's put
so.
them here. So we're going to do 3 rows of beets as well. So, you want to tape?
No, I want to push.
Okay, let me make sure they're coming out first. And then you can push. Okay, so what I'm doing is just sticking my hand under there where the seeds are supposed to come out, and I roll that front wheel and they come out. If they don't come out, then something needs to be adjusted. You're going to do 3 rows on this one too, buddy, just like the onions. Here we go. There's many different types of beets. The ones that people are most likely to see at the store are round, big red beets. But here in Florida where we're at, I looked up, when we first started planting, I looked up the Northwest Florida Extension Office has a posting, stay on the bed, has a posting that has recommended types of plants, types of crops to plant here, what breeds or types, not breeds, but what types to plant. So Cylindra was the type that they suggested for our area, and they have grown really, really well. All right. Yeah, bud. Yeah, we want to do 2 rows. Go ahead and do that bed right next to it, okay? All right, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm so grateful that you did. So grateful for your time and attention and your energy, and I hope you'll join me on the next video. If you want to get updates when we post videos, just click the subscribe button below. That will help us to reach more families and more people who are interested. And we're so grateful for your time. Hope you have a blessed day. Bye.